A new report shedding light on the influence of the defund the police movement on America's crime crisis. Mid-sized cities like Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Pittsburgh all seeing significant spikes in violent crime since 2020. Our next guest is former sheriff of Pima County, Arizona, where the city of Tucson saw record homicides and a surge in gun crime over the last 2 years. Mark Napier joins us now. Mark, thanks for being with us. It seems as though America, through either their telephone and social media or through watching news, has become very aware, or through their own personal experience, has become very aware of the rising violent crime crisis. It's hard to escape. But I think we can sometimes separate it from what happened just a few years ago in the attack on police departments.
Yeah, Will, the problematic in this is that when you say you're going to defund the police, government properly functioning funds those things that we value. And in our communities, there's one entity that is responsible for keeping us safe, enforcing the law, and preserving the peace, and that's law enforcement, the police. So when this movement says we want to defund that, what they're essentially saying is we devalue that. And I don't think communities really do that. So when we devalue this, to say that there would not be a commensurate rise in criminal activity is entirely irrational. So this movement, in my estimation, I've been in law enforcement since 1981, is the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard of. And that the people that are championing this, to expect there would not be a rise in crime in our communities, violent crime, it's just the most irrational position I've encountered in a long time. You know,
a lot of these mid-sized cities we're talking about aren't the ones that make the news in rising crime, nor when it came to the defund the police movement. Were cities like, you mentioned Tucson, where you were formerly law enforcement, but Pittsburgh as well, these were all at the mercy of these defund the police movements?
Yeah, I think that we have this rhetoric out there, defund the police, devalue public safety. I would support reimagining and re-envisioning what law enforcement's role and expectations are in our community, but that's not the dialogue that we're having, and that's a dialogue we should have. Clearly, since 1981, when I became a police officer, a lot has changed. We didn't have fentanyl in 1981, the border crisis, or a lot of the things that we face today. So reimagining, re-envisioning law enforcement makes perfect sense. Devaluing it and defunding it is nonsensical. Mm-hmm. We know that this is going to cause an increase in crime in our communities, and I would ask the people in the communities where this defund the movement has occurred, do you feel safer as a result of the defund movement? Do you feel safer in your home? Do your children feel safer going to school? And I think resoundingly the answer is no. So clearly those communities are moving in the wrong direction.
Really quickly, as part of that, if you take you up on your offer, what you say is you would be interested in reimagining, looking at what's happening in America right now. I mean, we could focus on New York, but whether it be stabbings or attacks, violent attacks on streets, how do you reimagine policing to stop this rising tide of violence?
Well, I think a couple of things, Will, real quickly, is first, law enforcement's got to be funded to have the capacity to effectively, promptly, and aggressively pursue criminals. That dissuades criminality. There's no question about that. Mm-hmm. But remember that the arrest occurs after victimization, and we should be trying to get in front of that. Mm-hmm. I would rather that we prevented a murder than arrest a murderer. I think most people would agree with that. So I think we need to kind of back up and look at the criminal landscape and the totality of criminal behavior in order to get in front of it. But make no mistake, we can't arrest our way out of this problem, but law enforcement has to be properly funded to aggressively pursue criminals and promptly respond to crime in our communities. And in most communities in the United States, that's not occurring right now.
That's really interesting. And it should be one of the political movements that pays the highest price in recent history. Defund the police and then affect your constituents' lives in the way we've seen it play out. Mark Napier, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.